Anyone need any help? Ben, you right?
I said we should write in all the sheet how she will search our best friend.
Yeah, so what are you doing there? You're bringing in the emotional appeal. But you do, emotional appeal is very important. When you debate something, you've got to be passionate about it. Logical reasoning, emotional appeal and credibility.
I'm not boring.
We don't have to bowl, but you can maybe not to that stage, but you could talk about how upsetting that made some people. You look.
No,
You can bring in the emotional appeal if you want to.
Somebody could roll them with like and go, oh no, not really, because she ate all my grass.
Yeah, but they're not going to argue against it. Well, who will? What sheep is going to argue against it?
My nan had a heart attack over it.
Don't know.
Emotional family.
Good. And that's bringing in case studies as well, which is credibility. See, that's meeting two of those criteria. Maybe. Jodie, all right, Kerry?
You stressing out.
This part.
She had to count just 7 on the sheet.
Brilliant. Ryan, yeah? You okay? Yeah? Ryan, I want you to bring your stool here, because you can't read that over Alex's shoulder. Yeah, just bring your stool here so you can read what they're writing as well. I know you're discussing it, but I want you to be able to read that as well. That's brilliant. Fantastic. Good. Good boy. Who else? Addington, how are you doing? Good. Have you got all your points? Yeah. Have you used logical reasoning? Yeah. Emotional appeal? Show your feelings, a bit of passion, and credibility.
Miss, when we do show feelings, we say like one of our family members has died.
You can use, yeah, that's what I mean. This is only, this is a theoretical situation, so you could talk about someone in your family if you want to. Are you for cloning? Against for cloning. So you could talk about people in your family who've died of disease. Don't get too gruesome about it, but you could, yeah. No problem. And that's bringing in case studies, and that's using humans as examples. Yeah, brilliant. You're right, Jordan?
Yep.
You're doing the same, writing it out neat?
Yeah.
Fantastic. As Jonathan's writing it, you read what he's writing, because you might actually, something might come to you. You know, you might get a bit more. Okay? Let me just get past you. David, you all right? Yep. Brilliant. So you're writing yours out neat as well? Or just kind of getting to the end of it, yeah? As people are writing it down, make sure that you're reading what they're writing, Mark, because you might be able to add more to it. Okay? Who's going to speak in this group? Yeah? Good boy. Well done, David. Who's speaking in this group, girls?
Both of us.
Brilliant. And you've got your own sections? Brilliant. No, it's all right, because look, no one's going to read it. They're only going to listen to it. As long as you can read it, that's fine.
Can we do that?
You're going to do it up here in front.
This is also, no.
Last minute. Last minute. Last minute.
Speaking, by the way.
Okay, if William knows he's speaking, that's fine, and you've agreed it. They've nominated for you.
I've written it, I'm not reading it.
Nah, Luke can read it.
Okay, it's up to you three. You decide. Okay. Or you can do a section each if you want to. The girls are doing that over there.
John, say so, please. Try to see how it goes.
No, I'm saying the girls are doing it as well, and that's a good idea when you've got a big group that you can all do a little section each. You won't. Write down who's doing which section. $20 seconds. Nope. It's not how it
I'll say
works.
we're doing parts.
Yeah, do parts. One sentence each if you want. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, excuse me, 1. Okay, everyone up here, please. Everyone looking up here. Fantastic. Okay, now, last part of this lesson. I want some volunteers for and against. Now, we'll see as many of these that we can get done, we'll do. I'd like to start with someone who is for cloning. Now, in your groups, you can decide whether you're speaking completely on your own or whether you're talking as a group. Who's going to be the first volunteer for cloning? For cloning? David? No? Addington? Can you come up and read what you've done? Brilliant, well done. Now, I want everyone else in this class... Shh. Excuse me, Alex. I want everyone else, if you come over here to me, to give Elliot your undivided attention. And if you want to ask questions at the end of his speech, then you can, okay? But please don't interrupt him while he's speaking. You ready?
Yep.
Fantastic. Go.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here today to discuss why we are in favour of cloning. Cloning is a new scientific discovery that potentially solve a number of life-threatening problems. Cloning stem cells and injecting them into an infected person can cure them of all their diseases, but the only problem is there can be some minor side effects. 92% of the farmyard animals have arthritis were completely cured and now they have their normal lifespan. Animal cloning is also a brilliant idea as we clone Jerry, the helper dog, and now Joseph as slave.
Being cloned.
Joseph has been cloned.
Fantastic. Well done. That's brilliant. Well done. Okay. Anyone got any questions for Elliot? Fantastic. Well done, Elliot. Okay, someone who is against cloning. First volunteer, please. Jodie? Fantastic. Up you come. Jodie and Kerry. Brilliant.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are here to explain the reasons why we think cloning should be against the law.
Firstly, cloning is against many religions and beliefs, because if cloning is used on human embryos, it is seen as killing lives and as murder.
For example, the story of Dolly the sheep was cloned in 1996. Dolly sadly died at the age of 6 as she had the characteristics of a sheep.
Okay, stop. Take a breath. Take a breath.
Chris, can we not go?
Just keep going. Just take a breath and keep going. Brilliant. You're doing really well there.
This is going to cover it.
Jodie, do you want to continue?
Yeah. After a recent survey, we asked 100 people if they agreed in cloning. 87% agreed that it was a good
87% agreed
that
that...
cloning was a good idea. 23% disagreed. It is not seen as God's way of life and is seen as playing as a name trap. Lastly, when an animal is cloned, when ill, they can pass the disease on and then the disease can be passed on to theirs.
Fantastic. Thank you, girls. Well done. Okay. Jodie and Kerry's obviously had a bit of humour in it, but what they were trying to do was this emotional appeal, and if you'd read what they'd written, they had put a lot of words in block capitals, and I think that's what made them go a bit giggly, because they had to try and read these words with expression, but they did try the emotional appeal, which is good. They also put in some of their own statistics, which makes it credible, the use of data. Anyone else want to have a go? Yeah. For or against? Fantastic. Up we come. Well done, girls. That was good, though. Well done. You ready? You ready? Yeah. Hang on. Okay. Everyone looking, please. Shh. We'll just wait till everyone's listening. Addington. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're here today to discuss why we are in favour of cloning. We personally agree with the cloning process for many reasons, and it is a fact that 68% of the general public agree with us. So we're here to persuade the other 32% to agree with us.
Cloning is not only a scientific achievement, but it's also a necessity to increase the population of endangered animals and plants. It's not just a personal need, but it's also an environmental need. Furthermore, testing on embryo clones can be vital to finding cures for serious or deadly diseases such as HIV and cancer. However, we do not agree with people cloning things for their own personal or financial benefits.
Thank you for taking the time to listen to us.
Thank you. Well done. Okay, a point that Alex and Kiara made there, and Ryan has written as well, well done for being part of that group, was that even though they can see the benefits of it from a medical side, that you don't want to see cloning happening for personal gain. That means non-profit. Yeah? So you don't want big companies coming and making money from this. Fantastic. Has anyone got any other questions on this? Anyone else dying to argue their point? No? Kiara? Hang on.
You know when they're being cloned, where do they keep them?
Depends what they're cloning. Often in labs, in test tubes, in petri dishes, you know, the little dishes where the egg are. Depends. It depends on what it is. Completely depends on what it is and what size it is. Okay? But it's a non-natural, so it's an artificial way, so often it's in vitro, which means in the lab. Okay? Any other questions? Fantastic. Guys, you've been brilliant today. What I want you to do is put your sheets in different colours on your desks, put them in a pile. Next lesson, we're going to continue with this debate, and I'm going to give you a few more pieces of evidence to go with that. When you've got your piles on top, can you please go line up by the door for me, please? Thank you. Brilliant. You know where you're going to go now? Yep. Dean, you ready? Brilliant, guys. Well done. Thank you very much. Bye, guys. Thank you. Bye. Bye, guys. It was their first lesson ever having a kind of scientific debate and scientific discussion at that level, which is quite difficult. Most of them took to it quite well. There was a few who were a bit just not ready for that yet, I think. But it's, I mean, again, they've just started their GCSE course and they're still in year 9. So for them, as a mixed ability group, it was quite good for them. I thought that they got into it. They could have discussed it a bit more, and if they had more time, they would have gotten into more of an argument and more of a debate between the two groups, for and against. Because it wasn't actually their beliefs, I think they didn't choose for and against. Maybe they weren't as passionate as they would be. Also, they didn't ask that many questions, but I think if we continued with that for the next lesson, they would come up with more questions to do with it as well.
So it was a first sort of outing for them, you felt it was sort of...
I think they took to it very well. They were very mature for year 9s to discuss something. A lot of them got into quite heated discussions about genetics and whether the genes still work when someone's dead or alive. Things that I thought was quite extended for them. Now, the way the group is arranged, they sit in ability. So the ones nearer the back are more able, and you could see from the work that they did that they got into more detail, whereas some of the ones at the front, especially the ones on the table in the middle, are a bit weaker. So their discussion wasn't as scientific, and they got into... They looked at it from a completely different point of view, which was interesting as well, yeah.
So as a guidance for you, it sort of offered a lot of potential for where you're going to go with it.
Exactly, and I think because the new GCSE curriculum has so much of this arguments, the way it's assessed is they have to look at for and against different arguments, and this is the second year of the course, so I've learned from teaching it for a year now that we do need to do more debate work, more discussion, more what if, what do you think, rather than just teach facts and knowledge. It is a lot more understanding at every level, because that's how it's assessed now, and it is a huge part of their course. So I think that from the original teaching this last year, I've learned that we do need to get them more involved in group discussion work. And also, from what I've done now, I can see how I can take that forward into teaching another group next year the same topic.